How's it going, everybody? There's something I want to talk about today, and today I want to talk about Fallout 4's performance and my experience so far with it. What I've been kind of going through. And lately, what I've been going through with Fallout 4, like I've been enjoying it up to the points where the non-stop crashing, and like it's been crashing almost every day now. Well, every somewhat hour. And other times it's the frame rate, like it's bouncing around and it's looking like as if the game's skipping, and then it freezes for like a split second sometimes. Not all the time, but every once in a great while it would freeze like for a split second. But then it just plays, but with the frame rate going nuts. So I just want to talk to you guys about what I've been going through, and I'm gonna run through the spots where I actually been experiencing this. So far right now, I'm running on this road and nothing is happening. Like there's no like frame rate dips, or just minor ones and stuff and that, but nothing to really impact my experience so far. And so far also the PS4 controllers are a little faulty, so that also plays a factor in this. The PS4 controllers are, well, I gotta say they are faulty. They almost feel broken. When I first got my first controller, I don't know, for some reason I will just like automatically I'll turn right, or I'll look up, or I'll look left. And when I have my headset in the little port here, this little where you put in your headsets, when you plug it in and then you're like trying to get into all the sounds and get in, like fully get immersed into the game. And then you have your headset on, you're enjoying it more and that, but what I'm noticing is that it keeps sounding like as if it's like on a radio station, like as if it starts losing connection. It keeps losing, like as if you're messing around with the radio connection. And when that starts happening, the controller becomes unresponsive. Other times when I'm slowly turning left, all of a sudden I just zoom left, or I zoom right, or I zoom looking up. And sometimes it stays like that for a little bit. I'll be turning in a full circle and then it lets me have my controls back. So I thought it was like the game, or I thought it might have been just that one controller. But then when I bought another controller to see what was going on, it was all like just exactly the same way. I gotta say, like the PS4 controllers, man, they gotta fix them. On top of that, with the frame rate dips to this game, like coming around this area right now, like right now around this area, it's actually dropping. The frame rate is like stuttering and stuff, and that's just running by these areas. And of course, when it comes to the gunfights are literally, they can be pretty enjoyable until the frame rate literally starts dipping like far down, really far down. It gets annoying, and like I don't know how many times I had to shut it off and just give it a rest, just because it's just been pissing me off, like literally. But the game is good, like literally it's solid. Everything about it is solid, and I'm able to forgive it because of how much gameplay is on here and how much content is on here. It's a fun game, I gotta say. And like right now, holy crap, I almost thought that it was my controller again, but it was that little bastard down here. But let's just continue on, and then I shall show you guys. I'm pretty sure you guys already know, for all of you that have a PS4, and I heard Xbox is kind of suffering a bit, just a little bit more worse. So around this time on the Xbox One, they're probably really getting pissed off. And there's other YouTube videos I watch when they're talking about they're playing it on Xbox One, and then it literally froze for like 30 seconds and then it unfroze. And on the PS4, it's been crashing like crazy. The controls have been unresponsive, and the frame rate has been going crazy. Not too much with the whole freezing part. Sometimes it'll freeze for a split second, and right now just running through these areas. And it literally, it feels like it's skipping. And as we get in towards the city over here and stuff, it starts to really stutter a lot. All the game, like your shooting, your gunplay and whatever, your explosions and whatever, it literally drops so far down. Sometimes it becomes unenjoyable. Like I can't even enjoy it because the way it feels. It feels like as if I'm trying to play a broken game. It almost feels broken sometimes. Can't say, well honestly I gotta say it's like almost as bad as The Witcher 3 when I first played it on the PS4. But now that they patched it up, it's working so much more better. I'm hoping they do that with this one. And the fact that they're using a whole, like, not a whole new engine, they're still using the same engine. I kind of think that's another factor why it's actually having a rough time. And as I come through around these areas, and it really starts to drop. You start hearing all these shootings going on and stuff like that. And the frame rate starts to really dip, especially when you have it like this. When you have it in third person view, it dips like horribly. I don't understand why it has to be like that. Because now when I'm playing it, there's so many other games out there that feel so much more like bigger than this. Not with all the content, like with all the loot and everything, like when it comes to having junk, guns and whatever else. There is quite a bit on here, so I can understand for the AI, you know, it can be dropping a lot of the frame rate and whatever, but the fact that they're using the same old engine, I gotta say that has to be the factor in this. The constant loading screens and everything, especially when the save zones. Let's just say it like this. I'll go here, I'm doing my own thing, and then it's auto saves. It'll auto save, but it stays like that for about a second, couple seconds. Sometimes it stays like that for a little bit, and then I'm able to get back into the game. And now I'm beginning to understand why the yeah, some people I know on the PC version, they're saying they don't experience these same problems that I'm having on the PS4, talking about I should get a PC. I would, but honestly I prefer console. Like, I gotta go console all the way. I'm always, like, ever since I was a kid, I've always had a console, so no, I'm not gonna get a PC. I'm just gonna stick with console. And I'm gonna try to have high hopes for those patches. I never used to have much, like, I never had much faith in patches ever since the PS3 days. Every time they had a patch, there would always be a problem. And then with the 360 being the top dog, you know, the frame rate's always steadier and the graphics were a bit more sharper. But my console of choice back then was the PS3, because it was actually cheaper. The 360 I did have, you know, when it came to other games like the multiplats and whatever. But for other games to play online, I just got it on the PS3. It played pretty much the same. You can't really notice a difference unless you're comparing them side by side. So yeah, you still get the same amount of fun out of them. And so far, when I'm coming around these areas, it's actually been a little stuttery, but on the time I get in that area, when I get in there, it's gonna be hectic as hell. The engine's literally gonna be stuttering like a lot. I'm really not liking the whole talking system too. I wish they left it the same as Part 3 and New Vegas. I don't like this whole thing where when you press the button, when you press the X button to talk to the AI or talk to your buddies or whatever, and how like it feels extremely unresponsive. It gets really frustrating trying to talk to some of these APCs or whatever, these AI. It gets pretty hard to talk to them, and sometimes it starts to feel a little broken when when I press an X and stuff and nothing happens, I'm pressing it again, and then especially when they say something, they'll talk and yet nothing happens. So that's another problem I'm having with this and stuff, but it's forgivable. Like I can forgive it because how awesome the game is. But my main complaints is the frame rate and the PS4 controller playing a big part in it. Like I gotta say, and it's been literally happening on it's literally been happening on almost, well, so far in every game I play. I'll be running, let's say on Far Cry, I was running and then it turns left, turns right all by itself. When I'm playing other games like Batman, it turns left, it turns right. When I was playing The Witcher 3, it turns left and turns right all by itself. And that's really annoying when it comes to the controllers. And I'm really digging the new PS4 controllers. They feel so much better than the PS3 controllers, that's for sure. And all of this, like literally. So far, I'm lucky not to be running into a spot where the frame rate's literally going crazy. And I'm really hoping soon that they fix the controllers, is because I don't know if you're supposed to have the PlayStation camera with you for it to work, you know, 100%. It's gonna kind of suck if they're gonna like make it like that. And I've been talking to all my online buddies, people I play online with, my friends, family, whatever, people I just meet just to play with. And same story with them. They've been talking about the controllers. They've been having a little issue with it. Like when they play, it just automatically turns left or automatically turns right. Like it's just really unresponsive. And I'm really hoping that they do fix it in there, because I really want to enjoy the PS4 controllers. And I don't know, I haven't been hearing any news on the Xbox One so far. Any problems with that, so it must be working flawlessly. But I gotta say, the PlayStation controllers are faulty. They're really faulty, man. Because I bought a whole new controller and it's doing the exact same thing. So I know now it's not. It wasn't that one controller. It's actually pretty much all the controllers. And I had 3 controllers and every single one of them did that. So that plays a part in playing Fallout 4. Especially when it comes to its frame rate. When it's having a rough time and then it just crashes. For other times when I just turn it on, about not even an hour, it'll crash. And then I gotta reboot it and then replay it, and then the frame rate will be going crazy, so I gotta like shut it off for a while. I just don't wanna, I don't wanna stress my PS4. But other times I'm able just to play through it because I'm enjoying it so much. Like I'm just running through it and really don't care about the frame rate dips. I just play. When I'm gonna go through this area right here, I bet anything that it's gonna start, frame rate's gonna bounce around like crazy. I'm fighting these guys too, the super mutants. Oh, so far so good. But you can tell that the frame rate is dipping. Oh, there we go. Especially when I was just looking for the railroad. Just to find the message into the railroad. That mission. When you have to go into the like sewage or whatever, like underneath like a basement or whatever, a tunnel, you gotta follow through. Then you have like a little puzzle to play with these words. You gotta turn this thing, this puzzle piece or whatever. You gotta turn it and spell railroad. Especially on that, it was just, frame rate was going crazy. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been experiencing when it comes to this game, and it's been frustrating the shit out of me. So I'm actually hoping, well, I'm really hoping Bethesda does something about this. He like makes a patch for the consoles, something to fix the frame rate. Keep their promise of what they said. They promised that it was going to be a steady 30 frames per second when it's been literally going crazy. Especially when it comes to smoke. Now last time I just stood in some smoke and I was turning left and right, left, right, up, down, and it was literally dropping like crazy. So yeah, that's pretty much my complaint to Fallout 4.